Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're staying warm. It's cold out there. So we're going to be working on the Nova some more today. I got the spindles all cleaned up, ready to paint. We're going to take all these bolts, sandblast them, get them ready to be painted, and we'll probably get to work on cleaning up this frame, getting ready to put the control arms on. We're going to do that today, and we'll see how far we get. So let's get going. Alright, so I got some satin black, semi-gloss, whatever. I'll just give them a coat. Like I said, these, after I wash them in the solvent, they're actually pretty good, so they don't really need too much, but they're out. Give them a paint job, make them look nice. But those new control arms are so nice, it would be a shame not to clean everything else up and give it a paint job. Which is funny because, you know, the car is clean, it's, you know, not restored, especially underneath, but when you pull the old parts off and see how crusty and dirty and old and rusty they are, not rusty so much, but just dirty and, yeah, something you don't notice when it's on the car. They won't need too much of paint. Just a good coat. Maybe I'll put 2 coats on. All right, so those are good for now. Let's get to doing some sandblasting. We're gonna put on our mask. We're all used to wearing those. And we're gonna do some sandblasting. I ended up sandblasting all the bolts. They turned out pretty good. Actually, this one looks like maybe at some point it was replaced because it looks like a new bolt compared to these ones, which have a decent amount of rust on them. But they're still in really good shape, not rusted, you know, so no point in replacing them. So there's for the lower control arms. These ones are for these brackets. And the reason why one of these is like recessed like this and this one isn't is because one of these was stripped. So I ended up just using one of the original bolts. Never gave me an issue. I have this one. I'm going to take a look at it and see if I can maybe re-tap it. I have a way better tap set than I had back in the day. So I also wiped these down. Like I said, these are like anodized aluminum or whatever, so I'm not going to paint those, but I wiped them all down. So now give these all a paint job. These are the nuts for the up control arm. Paint everything up so it's ready to go back in. So all I did here is put all the bolts through a piece of cardboard, and then I can paint kind of the top part. Obviously the other side doesn't really need to be painted in terms of what you can see and what you can't see. More for rust, just so they all have a coat of paint on them. That should work. And then for the nuts, these nuts, I just put it on a piece of cardboard and do the same. Beautiful. I don't know what's more exciting, watching me paint bolts or watching paint dry. Post in the comments below. I just kind of want to clean up this section of the frame here. I mean, as you can see, there's dirt and grease, which is one thing, but I also want to kind of just give it a quick, you know, take some of this scaly crap off. So what I have to use for that is just one of these discs and a flap wheel. My wastegate dump tube is right there, so I might even take that off, get in there and take that off. It's got to come off anyway so that I can clean in here more, just to kind of get some of this scaly, rusty paint off. Because now, with the new control arm, all this is going to be exposed, so I want to clean this up and paint it. You know, nothing too crazy. I'm not doing a full-on resto here. You know, I just kind of want to put here the part that you can kind of really see, even though my wheels don't have holes in them, so you can't really see through them. But whatever, it'll take me a little bit of time to clean this up before I paint it, and I think it'll be worth it. First, I'm just going to take this wire brush, kind of wire brush off any grease or dirt. When I got this car a long time ago, the front subframe was bent. The cross member was pushed back. So I ended up going to the local junkyard and getting another cross member for it, another whole subframe, I should say. So this is not the original subframe from this car. When I got the new frame for it, it had drums, but then I ended up putting discs on it, which kind of sucked because then when I put the Wilwood brakes on, I needed drum brake spindles. So then I think I ended up selling the disc brake setup to somebody and getting some spindles. So there's also lots of like gross welding slag on here that's factory. So I'll get rid of some of that too. And I am gonna put this mask on for this so that I don't inhale a bunch of rust particles. So here you can see I did all up in there, and then I actually did down here, all up in where the control arm goes, cleaned it out. Now this one here, most of this is going to get cut out just past where the bolts go, and a piece of tubing is going to get put in there. So I cleaned it up pretty good. I think it looks pretty nice. So what I'm going to do now on that side is just spray some of that self-etching primer for now, and then because I think what I'll do is I'll wait until I pull the engine out, and then I can do like the inside and then all around the control arm and all that kind of stuff, which I can't really get at right now. But this will kind of, you know, at least if I need to mock up the control arms, that'll be all clean. Now what I also ended up using on the other side was just this drill with this wire brush thingy. That was mostly to clean underneath in where the original or where the lower control arm goes. So basically for here it's all just, you know, scaly paint and whatnot. So I mean I got here pretty good already. Now I'll just do this front part. I primed the other side. It looks pretty good. I mean I just want to make it look nicer than it looked. I don't know if you could really see here, but under this paint, which I think is kind of like a gravel guard or something like that I sprayed on it before, it's rusty. So by doing this, it's getting rid of a little bit of rust. Yeah, so put my thing on and let's make a mess. That takes off the that undercoating stuff. As you can see, the frame's a little pulled here. This is where I actually hook on when I'm trailering it, so I don't know if it's pulled out a little bit because of that, or that's no big deal. All right, so now we'll hit it with the flap wheel. I don't know if you can notice, but this frame, you can see like right there and right there, there was just all over like welding splatter, which I've ground most of it off already. Now what I'm going to do is just clean this up. As you can see, this is just dirt, grease, etc. Plus, I mean, it's super dirty in here since the control arm has never been out. Woo! Well, that's a lot of dirt. So you can see it's cleaning it up pretty good. If I blew it out, that would get a lot of that dirt out of there. Alright, so I used the wire brush and I cleaned all that up. So that's all pretty good. I mean, I just wanted to get the dirt off. Gotta kind of wipe it down before I shoot some primer. I kind of cleaned up there. There's fine. That's good. And then the only thing I still need to do is I still need to kind of clean up that area, top area. I just went over it with the wire brush quick, and now I'm going to go with the with this little thingamajig here and just kind of clean up the loose paint and the rust, etc. gonna shoot it with this etching primer. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could pull the whole subframe right out. I mean, I'm taking the engine out. It wouldn't be a huge deal probably to pull the subframe right out and then strip it, sandblast it, etc., etc. But I think this will be good enough. It's not going to the world of wheels. I just wanted to clean it up, make it look nicer, get all the gross dirt and rust off. Like I said, the control arms and that are nice. Might as well make the rest look nice. We'll let that dry and then get back on this tomorrow and get some more work done. So I'll see you tomorrow.